Hello and welcome, you creative person, you. I hope you're creative because it's really, really good for you. I wanted to show you today, this is a Hexa Cardigan. The number of times, see if we can get it all in frame. Well, at least most of it. And I'm wearing one as well. Can you tell? Anyway, oh boy. So I'm outside today because it's really too nice to be inside. And my dogs really need the time outside. So I'm in the middle of, you know how we have these whips, works in progress? I'm in the middle of another Hexa Cardigan over here, and I'll show to you in just a second. But what I wanted to show you is something that I've had a lot of questions on over time, is how in the blazes do you do that? Well, first of all, a Hexa Cardigan is nothing but two big, huge granny hexes, hex. I'll have to look that up. Anyway. So they're two big shapes, right? And then the ones that I make are fitted. So what I mean by that is I get the shape that I want, and that's why I wanted to share with you today where I'm at on this other one that I'm doing, because it's a perfect time to see the shape, how it forms up, and then the fact that you can do the thing otherwise to make it more fitted instead of so huge and bulky. Okay, so this is one that I like to wear a lot. This is one I'm wearing right now, and I've added pockets, and I did some different stuff on the sleeves. But anyway, so I'm going to show you. This is not a tutorial about making a Hexa Cardigan. I kind of do that for you, but really it's just an overgrown granny square, to be honest. So, on this stage, a Hexa Cardigan literally is this shape. I already combined the one sleeve. I'm glad I stopped there so I could show you. See what I mean though? That's the shape. It's not square, it's a hexagon. My goodness, how hard was that to come up with? Seriously, hexagon. That's why they call it a Hexa Cardigan. Anyway, so that's where you're at. Basically, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. 6 sides. Is hex 6? I'm gonna have to look that up too. Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, it's amazing when you turn the camera on, your brain falls out. Anyway, so you're making a 6-sided granny square. I say granny square because the stitches are basically granny square stitches. That's actually where the granny square came from. And all you're doing is making the 6 sides, and then it folds. And when you get to the point, basically, this is where I get to the point anyway. I get to the point where my arm, see, look, it folds. There's half. Well, it's not quite half, but it's close. To where my arm, my sleeve is the width that I want it. And then I go from there. So this is right where I stopped. I did my last line and I connected the sleeve end. Okay? And then you start basically adding on to your sleeve for the length that you want. And in the back you add on, and in the front you add on. I'll show you what I mean, as well as stitch together the sides. And all you're usually doing is either a slip stitch or a single crochet. Anyway, so here, I'll show you what I mean by adding on, because this one's a good example of it. Like this. You see on the back side? See where all that blue is? Those are add-ons. That wasn't part of the original hexagon. But you only have to add on in the areas it's necessary. And then you just kind of mess with it together until you get there. So the blue, the more solid blue, is the add-on. Where you could see, like on the seam, there's not nearly as much. And on the front, there's not nearly as much. And you basically make it to your shape or the dimensions you need it. That may be a thing too. But so this one's a finished one, and it's basically 2 hex. See the shape again? And then put together. Now, the one I was just showing you that I'm in the middle of making is going to be 2 different sizes, 2 different colors, and it's a totally, it looks different because it's a different thread entirely. This one is cotton. This is acrylic. This one is the sugar wheel. Oh, sorry, dogs are running around, and hopefully they won't take out the camera, but no guarantees. So, guys, go play someplace else. Go, go. I don't, see if I got a stick here. Okay, that's one way to do it. There. Anyway, dogs are running around. That's why I'm out here. But it's sugar wheel cotton. No, you don't get to play with that. They're fighting over a stick right now. All right. Anyway, so this one's cotton. It works up entirely differently. It has a different feel. But my intention is to be able to use this in the more warm times. You know, your spring. Not that, I'll be honest, these are not the warmest thing in the world, but people sure do like to see them. I don't know. This one, I get more compliments on this, but look how pretty those colors are. So no surprise, really. So where I was, I'm sorry, I got distracted. So I stopped on this one at doing this last round and going ahead and attaching at this juncture. And then what I'm going to do when I come back in, because I literally just ran out of that cake, is I'm going to come back in starting up here and running this down so I can go ahead and get this seam on and then work this sleeve up. Now, here's the challenge with Hexa Cardigans. At least the challenge I find. Maybe it's because I have a very little short-term memory, apparently. Is once you do one side, you kind of need to note what you did for your fitting aspects of things, because you want to duplicate that to your other side. You kind of do want them equal because it does kind of show up. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an idea of what that's about, because really it all starts right here. There is your start. You have a magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. So you start off with 6 of the things, acting like they're all corners, basically, because, well, they are all corners. But if I can stretch that for you a little bit. I don't know if you can see this at all with the sun the way it is and stuff. See if that works. Waiting for a dog to come collapse the camera again, because it's very likely. Anyway, my point is that this is simple crochet. This, honestly, even for the people who've never crocheted before, a granny square type thing is the simplest that you can possibly do. And this is the granny square stitch, which is nothing but 3 double crochets. And on the corners, there's an additional chain 1. That's it. So if by chance that you need a short tutorial on how to start one of these out, I'd be happy to do that, because once you get a few rows in, you can do anything. And it's just simple crochet. It's an easy go with you someplace. Granted, crocheting is a yarn hog, but this was done with one cake. So I'm probably 2/3 of the way done on this side. So that would make this one probably not use all of it for the second part of it. So 2 cakes aside. I'm changing colors after this, so otherwise I would start the other one and show you, but I am changing colors. I don't know why. I just liked it. I saw blue. I think that's the reason why I wanted to change colors on this. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that here. Just wanted to explain to you what a Hexa cardigan actually is, and change scenery a little bit. Let the dogs out. Let the horses stare at me. Anyway, I do want to drop you some tea real quick. I've got a course that's going to be coming out soon, and it's on the circular knitting machine. It's a horrifyingly basic course. Literally, you take it out of the box and get started. So I'm working on putting together that course for you. It's going to be completely free, at least as long as it needs to be, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, but I'm going to be using the course feature in YouTube. So I'm hoping to help people be able to make stuff together as families and have fun with something simple. But one of the things that I've learned with doing the circular knitting for my guild that I'm part of is there's a lot of people that don't know even the slightest basics of this stuff. And so I'm going to get back down to complete basics with it. That's the goal. Even though I hope I can get it down that far and explain it well enough. I am not a teacher by trade. I'm just hoping that I will be inspired to get the right stuff to you for what you need. So anyway, want to let you know that that's going to be coming out. I'm also got a scrunchies video in the works. It's been more interesting than actually harder than I thought it would be, to be honest. Anyway, and we shall catch you soon with the next piece of information. Let me know if you need start a Hexa cardigan kind of tutorial, because that wouldn't be that bad. It's too long to give you a full tutorial on the thing, and it will vary so much by how people need to have it for their sizes that I don't think giving a full tutorial is very fruitful. I don't want to mislead somebody. But to start it off, and then you use your own brain on how to go further, or make things longer. It's like this, I just basically added some stripes. I am not a crochet aficionado, not in the slightest, but I can definitely handle a granny square stitch, because that's all it is. It's a great beginner, I want to make a garment, but I don't know anything more kind of thing. So anyway, this has been long enough. Here I am rambling. So, hey, do yourselves a favor. Go create something, because it's really good for you, okay? All right, thanks. Catch you later, and enjoy.